And here is our Zerg player. He's behind the game. He's been struggling against Terrans. Other than his win against Maru, he's lost almost every Terran game he's played. Let's see if he can bring it back here and defeat GanZI.
Startail FruitDealer.
Startail FruitDealer. Named himself FruitDealer because his dad was a fruit dealer.
Yeah.
That's what his profession was. And here's our Terran player who's currently on the verge of advancing to the round of 8, getting into the up and down matches. He is
Slayer's GanZI.
Slayer's GanZI. One win away from the up and down matches.
GanZI, a very fast and furious Terran player.
Is he fast and furious?
He's fast and furious, man.
He seems like a nice guy to me. I don't think he's very furious.
Have you seen his Hellion control? It's fast and furious, man.
He like does the Tokyo drift down ramps and stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, all the Slayers players are actually fast and furious. All the Terrans, they all use those Hellions. They do that Hellion build. They're fast and furious, man. Well, FruitDealer going hatch first again, and GanZI, of course, taking a gas this time. We're going to see him probably do that Blue Flame Hellion expand into drop with Marines. It's a really good map for that. It's a map where there are several different drop locations where you can ferry. It's such a wide, like the cliff face for the main is so wide. There's so many areas where you can abuse. And I know a lot of you guys haven't played this map, but you know what I'm saying when you look at it.
Yeah, we do see Reapers on this map for that reason as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's getting a tech lab, so we might see that. A Reaper expand or something.
Yeah,
like
Reaper expand would be pretty good. That's very true. You do see Reapers a lot on this map in all matchups, really. Terran versus Terran scouting, Terran versus Protoss scouting.
Yeah.
And Terran versus Zerg, if he goes hatch first, you can punish him a little bit before his queen gets out. You know, you kill some drones, and that's exactly what we're having here.
Reaper has, yeah,
coming out, and
so yeah, this Reaper is going to be able to get in and see what's going on at the very least. And you know, if FruitDealer doesn't control well, he might get a drone or two or something like that. And GanZI has scouted with the SCV though, so he still knows what's going on.
Interestingly, GanZI has his Reaper rally to that same SCV. So I wonder if he's got something planned with that, or if that's just where he wants the Reaper to be, so he knows that it's a safe place to jump up. The Queen is on its way though, and 4 Zerglings are about to pop, and with good control by FruitDealer, he's not going to lose a whole lot. I mean, you're going to have this micro battle where GanZI can ultimately win if his control is perfect, no matter how good FruitDealer's control is, but we'll see if GanZI's control is perfect, and here we go.
There we go.
That's
Reaper's taking out 2 Zerglings. That is what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. If the control is perfect for GanZI, like what can FruitDealer do? He's just going to lose some Zerglings, unfortunately.
Yep. Making 4 more Zerglings. His queens are not out yet. There's only 1 half-finished queen, so he's probably going to lose a couple drones as well.
Yeah, this is actually losing a few drones here. In fact, he's lost 3 drones now.
How many kills on that Reaper now?
It's up to 6, 8, 9 kills.
Wow. This Reaper is actually like
the most successful Reaper we've seen.
Gonna win the game for GanZI right here. He's forced so many Zerglings.
Look at that, killing even those Zerglings that he forced, man.
Oh, watch out!
Oh, he's gonna get out of there. 11 kills on the Reaper.
Gosh, 11 kills and 5 hit points, and the Reaper, Sergeant Reaper escapes. He's like gonna go back to the Terran base, and the SCVs are gonna stop mining for a minute so they can like throw a parade.
He goes to the Zalnaga Watchtower. The Zalnaga Watchtower is about to expire, though. It explodes, and it's like too close to him because he only has 5 hit points left, and he dies. Just like, this is the saddest life ever.
That would suck if the exploding Watchtower did damage. Weren't paying attention. You like put your army there.
Well, Blue Flame coming out here for GanZI. He's going to follow this up. And, you know, FruitDealer is in a tough spot. He made a lot of Zerglings to help defend that Reaper, so that's less drones. He also lost about 3 to 4 drones to that same Reaper. So
it's interesting. FruitDealer actually has 2 gas already.
Yeah,
lair is halfway done.
He took that gas pretty quick to get that lair up. He may be going fast mutas. Sometimes when you see Reaper openings, people like to go fast mutas, because usually means delayed Marines, and especially if GanZI, you know, for example, makes a factory behind it, then he's going to have just not that many Marines when the first mutas come out. Oh.
Oh, man.
That was Maru in that Reaper suit, man.
That's right, man. And FruitDealer can't even get in here to scout the expansion. He's really trying to just double check to see that what's there. And he can't get that Zergling in there. But yeah, you're right. If he goes for fast mutas, actually a Baneling Nest going up. Is there a Spire? There's the Spire right now.
Yep. SCV comes to scout. The front wants to see what he's going to deal with when he pushes out with this. And with the investment on the Spire, there's not very many units out here for FruitDealer. In fact, he has 3 Queens, no Zerglings at all out on the map. He's making another Spine to help defend at the front. And it looks like he is going to commit to making 18 Zerglings here.
Wow.
And
that's all he can do.
And GanZI actually just doesn't even have to attack, and the damage has already been done in that 18 Zerglings have been made.
Yeah, that's totally true. And yeah, these, like you were saying, those Mutalisks, well, the Mutalisks are going to be really good against not many Marines later on, but in the meantime, it is a big investment that he hasn't spent on other stuff. He's actually moving here with some Marines, and he needs to fall back. There's 2 Spines there. Bailing's coming in from behind as well. FruitDealer definitely going to hold that off.
Has to go home, but that's one of the hardest things about playing Zerg is trying to balance out your economy and your aggression, how many defending units you need to make versus, of course, drones. And right now, speaking of drones, we've got 40 SCVs to 36 drones.
Yeah, larva management is like both the strength and weakness of Zerg. It's like if you can do that balance correctly, then you can really do really well and get a really big economy before you have to build units. But if you don't do it correctly, you can end up with, too small. And here comes Hellions dropping in here. There's a lot of Banelings and Zerglings. He's probably going to kill a few Lings and lift up. There he does. Get out of there. Does not want to deal with those Banes.
Man, FruitDealer is 62 out of 52, and Overlords after that. Viking over in the corner was killing some Overlords during all of this.
Oh, man.
FruitDealer in a really tough spot from here. He had to make 2 more Overlords. And again, that Viking is still patrolling around trying to find some more. And did GanZI see? He did see the 9 o'clock base. He knows about it. And FruitDealer just does not have that many units to defend. He doesn't have enough mutas to really punish GanZI for moving out yet. He's only got 6 out on the map. He's got 3 more in production though.
Yeah, GanZI has really been getting like little wins and very few losses. But he's just getting these small wins, killing off Zerglings, killing off this and that. And it's really starting to snowball now into a major advantage for GanZI.
He doesn't have stim yet, and that's the reason why I think he's somewhat reluctant to move out. Because as you can see, the mutas can just do so much when there's no stim.
Again, FruitDealer with the hilarious Zergling Baneling patrol, watching for drops. Mutas coming in here trying to do some damage, pick off an SCV, but are going to be forced to retreat.
And GanZI looking just so strong at this point. He's up 20 supply. His first tank is out. Siege mode has started. His +1 is almost done. His combat shields and his stim are going to finish at the same time. He's going to have this nice timing with like 2 tanks, combat shield, stim, a bunch of Hellions where he can hit that 3rd base of FruitDealer. That ends the life of that Viking.
It did its job.
Yeah, FruitDealer is still supply blocked, in fact, at this very moment.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he hasn't been like supply blocked this whole time, but he's supply blocked again.
GanZI stimming in here and didn't even scan to pick off those creep tumors. He just stimmed his whole army for no reason at all.
Yeah,
like he wasn't even aiming towards the mutas. I'm not sure what that was all about, actually.
He's like trying to stim and scare FruitDealer into making like a bunch of Zerglings. He's like, maybe I can freak him out so much he just panics and like instinctively presses SR. I mean, Z, there's no roaches in this matchup, man.
And he is posturing around the middle of the map here. Going to take out these fresh creep tumors. Oh, I think he canceled them.
Yeah, some of those were definitely canceled, but it doesn't matter because the ones where they went back to are now being killed.
Yeah. And taking out so many creep tumors here. The mutas were kind of trying to do some damage in the back, but he's falling back not because of any threat in the main, but mostly because he just needs to defend with these mutas. He's not going to be able to bring GanZI back home with him because GanZI has some more forces nearby in his main.
GanZI is going to take a 3rd here very safely, but FruitDealer has been able to get that 3rd base up. It's been running for a while. The problem is he doesn't have a 4th, and he doesn't really have much map control right now.
Yeah, with that 3rd up, actually, and with GanZI, with that 3rd up, FruitDealer actually has a larger income than GanZI does right now.
Yeah.
Although there's GanZI getting his 3rd.
Yeah, when GanZI's 3rd get up, it's going to even out pretty quickly. Nice control here on these units, picking off some SCVs, running around the edge, but he's got to be careful of these Marines.
Ooh, Marines giving chase.
Hellions giving chase. Oops. Losing one of those Hellions.
The Hellions like, come back here, me. Oh, oops. I shouldn't have chased that unit that can kill me that I can't touch. GanZI's supply lead is really pulling farther and farther ahead. He's 25 supply up now. And with that 3rd base, his income is going to be doing just fine. I am really surprised that GanZI hasn't done more like running Hellions in the back or anything like that. There we go. GanZI only stemming a group of Marines, chase those mutas off.
Well, I just spilled water on myself trying to take a drink of water. It's the second time it's happened to me today.
Nice. Wolf, do you have a drinking problem?
Sometimes. Sometimes I just spill water on myself. I'm sorry.
I do that sometimes. And it won't even be like a difficult situation. Hold that thought, some mutas coming in here. It'll be just like, I'll just like pick up a cup and I'll like just try and pour water in my mouth and I'll pour it down my front. Be like, why did I do that? Here's GanZI pushing major push into this third base. If FruitDealer doesn't hold this off, he's going to be in horrible shape. FruitDealer trying to come in the back and kill off those medevacs with his mutas. But GanZI's just trying to be patient about this. Space his troops out in case of counterattack.
Yeah, speaking of counterattacks, it's been spotted by the sensor tower. He does have a pretty nice defense. He's got a bunker, he's got SCVs to repair, he's got siege tanks at the front, and a ton of Marines.
And here come the Banelings, though. They can do a lot of damage there if GanZI doesn't control properly. There's no tanks there. Just takes out the bunker. He's going to get the SCVs. Gets about half the SCVs at the natural. Nicely done, but I don't think it's enough, man.
Yeah, I don't think so, because GanZI's counterattack is going to be that much more potent now that a lot of FruitDealer's Banelings have been killed, and his mutas are going to fly over Marines!
Oh no, half his mutas die unnecessarily. He's going to kill off all the creep tumors in the middle. He left one Marine to like polish off that third base. Here it goes. If FruitDealer doesn't hold this off right now, he's going to lose the game, but there's a ton of Banelings there!
Yeah, those Marines got caught with the siege tanks. And yeah.
GanZI with a bunch of Marines left over. And he's actually dropping the main at the same time. He's going to take out this
a ton of drones.
And if we get a shot of the drop in the main.
Yeah, in the main base, he has killed so many drones.
There we go. Tons of drones down. He's starting to work on the lair. And I think that's it for FruitDealer, man.
Yeah, he's
like he actually held that attack off. If he'd gotten somehow more Banelings out and held things off, it would have been okay, but not with losing all of his stuff in the main.
Yeah, and he's going to lose his third base here. That drop's cleaned up, but the consequence of that is that he doesn't have any units to defend against this.
Yep, and he's going to finish that off.
Goodbye, hatchery. Now GanZI can just go home. He's on 3 bases. He's got about even workers with FruitDealer, 42, actually on the dot, 42 and 42.
Right.
And GanZI's just going to go home, chill out for a minute, macro up, and FruitDealer's like struggling to actually make anything because he has no economy. There's a planetary here. This counterattack is going to do virtually nothing.
Oh, Banelings though, if he doesn't control his Marines, and GanZI does not have the best Marine splitting in the world.
Yeah, that's definitely become evident.
Throughout this series has lost a lot more Marines than necessary as a result. But there's only like 4 mutas left, so.
Yeah, and those mutas each have like 10 hit points left. And yeah,
here comes GanZI trying to finish the deal.
This is not going to take very long, I don't think. GanZI with +1/1 on his Marines. Coming in here, FruitDealer not having a whole lot of answer for this.
Yeah, he's gonna, oh my god, he's gonna lose all of his overlords. He's gonna lose the north base. We're gonna see GG any moment now. FruitDealer, half the supply of GanZI. Barely any mining. He's actually not gonna be mining at all.
He's on the red for supply.
Supply block, losing all his overlords. 75 out of 44. And some nice Banelings though. May clean this up temporarily, but FruitDealer just lost everything he had before he saved that. He lost like every base.
And there's a drop in the main
It's
that
like
killed the north base. GanZI's got like a bunch of medevacs that are just being killed by 4 mutas in the middle of the map. It's kind of funny. He actually should have just sent those medevacs so that each one of those Marines had their own personal healer. And it looks like the lair is going to fall.
Oh, is he going to target down the lair? Yes, the lair goes down.
That was a good split. Now, FruitDealer is going to be revealed.
GG.
Or just GG.
Well, like, the only hatchery he had left was his macro hatch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did have that one.
So, GanZI not showing us perfect play, but showing us very good play, and it was definitely enough to take out FruitDealer.
Definitely enough to kill FruitDealer. So FruitDealer stays in Code A, but will not advance to the up and down matches.
Yeah. And GanZI's going to be going to the round of 8. There's FruitDealer not looking too happy about that. He's like, man, I was in Code S not that long ago. What's going on?
Well, GanZI's a player who could be in Code S. He's a really good player, so no shame in losing to GanZI.
No, not at all.
in situations where you're attacking with Banelings and he's not splitting your Marines, it's difficult to be like, I'm losing to this guy. But
yeah,
it's just that he was so ahead from the beginning. And that Reaper, man, I'm telling you, that was Morrow in the Reaper. He's like flying around and controlling and stuff. He came right from Sweden.
Morrow.
Cliffs. Yeah, Morrow.
I thought you said Maru, like the guy who beat FruitDealer. I'm like, oh, he's come back to beat him again. I see.
No, Morrow, because Morrow changed Reapers forever.
Nice. Yeah, that Reaper. And you know, StarCraft, it really is a game of small victories. It's a game where if you get that little victory, you can use that control of the map to get a little bit further ahead and get a little bit further ahead and get another small victory, etc. So, I mean, that Reaper forcing like a dozen Zerglings, killing like 3 or 4 drones and half a dozen Zerglings, that was enough to get GanZI an early lead that he just never gave up.
Yeah. Keep in mind that making 12 Zerglings is kind of almost the same as losing 6 drones.
Yeah.
Because those Zerglings are not going to be very useful in the early game.
Yeah, so in a sense, in the early game, FruitDealer had 9 or 10 less drones than he wanted because he then had to make a spine crawler too.
Yeah, and that's like that's like 50% less drones almost.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so that's why we saw GanZI able to just control the game from there on out.
It messes with your build. You've got to do all sorts of different things you didn't expect to do. You got to do wonky things because your name's Wonky.
That's good.
It wasn't that good. I was just like,
wonky things. He's got kind of a wonky style.
I always want to make that joke.
It's a good joke to make.
All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break, I think.
Sounds like it.
So,
we're hearing
see you guys in 5.
So see you in a few.